"I didn't steal anything, Mr. Whitmore. Please, you have to believe me." Those 9 words ended everything. Her job, her reputation, her life, and the woman who actually stole the $800,000, she was standing right there, crying fake tears. Sound of door slamming. But here's what nobody knew that night. A 6-year-old boy was watching, and he was about to become the one person powerful enough to take down a billionaire's wife. This is the story of Maya Lopez. And I promise you, you've never heard anything like it. Before we dive in, quick question. Have you ever been accused of something you didn't do, where everyone believed the lie and nobody believed you? Drop yes or no in the comments right now. And listen, if this story hits you the way it hit me, do me one favor. Smash that subscribe button. Because on Billionaire Bedtime Stories, we expose what happens behind closed doors when the cameras are off and the truth comes out. Now, let's talk about the night everything fell apart. Maya Lopez was 28 years old, single mother, immigrant, invisible. For 3 years, she worked as a live-in maid at the Whitmore Mansion, a $47 million estate in the hills of Los Angeles with 12 bedrooms, an infinity pool, and chandeliers that cost more than most people's houses. Richard Whitmore, tech billionaire, 42 years old, decent guy who worked too much and trusted too easily. His second wife, Claire, 34, former model, the kind of beautiful that makes people stupid. And Ethan, Richard's 6-year-old son from his first marriage, the kid nobody paid attention to, except Maya. She loved that boy like her own, and he loved her back, the kind of pure, unconditional love that only children have before the world teaches them not to trust. But here's the thing about working for billionaires. You see everything. The arguments they think you can't hear, the phone calls they don't know you walked in on. The way Claire's hand lingered a little too long on Daniel Hayes' shoulder, Richard's business partner and best friend. Maya saw it all, and that made her dangerous. It was a Friday night in October, one of those Los Angeles nights where the air smells like jasmine and expensive perfume. The Whitmores were throwing a party. Investors, socialites, people who measure success in zeros. Maya moved through the crowd like a ghost, serving champagne, clearing plates, being professionally invisible. That's when it happened. Richard came rushing out of his study, face pale, voice shaking. "The safe is open. The money's gone." The room went dead silent. "How much?" $800,000, cash. It was there 2 hours ago. Now here's where it gets crazy. Claire immediately says, "Oh my God, Richard, I saw Maya coming out of your study earlier." Every single head in that room turned toward Maya, and just like that, boom, the perfect setup. No evidence, no proof, just a billionaire's wife pointing at the poor maid. And who do you think they believed? They dragged her out that night. Not arrested. Richard didn't call the cops because even he knew something felt off. But fired, humiliated, destroyed. Ethan was screaming, trying to run after her. "She didn't do it! Maya would never, Dad, please!" But Claire held him back, whispering, "I know you love her, sweetheart. But sometimes people aren't who we think they are." And Maya? She walked out of that mansion with $43 in her pocket, a phone about to be shut off, and a mother back in Mexico who needed $8,000 for cancer treatment. Everything she'd saved for 3 years, gone in 48 hours, rent, food, medicine. She applied to 30 jobs in 2 weeks. Every single one said the same thing. "Oh, you worked for the Whitmores? We'll call you back." They never did. Claire had poisoned her name everywhere. The wealthy protect each other, even when one of them is a thief. 2 weeks later, Maya came home to find someone sitting on her apartment steps. It was Ethan, 6 years old, alone, 3 miles from home. Ethan? How did you... I took a taxi. I remembered your address. Does your dad know where you are? He doesn't care. Claire doesn't talk to me anymore. She just tells me to eat and be quiet. Maya's heart broke. When did you last eat? Yesterday morning. She took him to a taco stand, Doña Rosa's, 3 blocks away. The kid had never had real tacos before. He ate like someone tasting happiness for the first time. And then he said something that changed everything. Claire said you never really loved me, that you were just nice because they paid you. Maya leaned forward, tears in her eyes. Ethan, listen to me. I love you because you're you, not because of money. You're my family, whether I work there or not. That's when Richard's Mercedes screeched up. He jumped out, furious. What the hell do you think you're doing? He came to me. I didn't take him. If you ever go near my son again, I'm calling the police. But as he grabbed Ethan, the kid said something that made Richard freeze. Claire's lying, Dad. She was laughing on the phone last night. This morning she was singing. She's not sad like she says. Richard drove away. But that seed of doubt? It had been planted. 3 days later, Richard called Maya. Ethan's not eating, not sleeping. The school says he's failing. I need you to come back, just for a week while I'm in San Diego. It wasn't an apology. It was guilt. But Maya said yes, because she knew this was her chance to find proof. When she walked back into that mansion, everything had changed. Ethan ran to her like she'd returned from war. But Claire? Claire watched from the stairs with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. Let's be clear. You're only here because Richard feels sorry for you. And then she laid down the rules. Your purse stays in the entryway. The study is off limits. You don't answer the phone. Ever for the next 5 days, Claire shadowed Maya's every move, watching, waiting, looking for a reason to destroy her again. But Maya was watching too. And on night 3, she heard Claire on the phone. No, he's still gone. Of course he suspects nothing. Yes, I'll handle her. Don't call this number again, Daniel. Richard's business partner. The pieces were finally clicking. On day 5, while cleaning Claire's bedroom, Maya found something in the trash. A crumpled bank statement. Balance: $2,000 transfers to online gambling sites, midnight ATM withdrawals, desperation in ink. That's when Claire walked in. How dare you go through my private things? It fell out of the trash. I wasn't. You're done here. Pack your things. Now! Ethan came running. What happened? She was spying on us, going through my financial records. And just then, like clockwork, Daniel appeared. What's going on? Just catching Maya where she shouldn't be. Maya looked between them, and she saw it. The micro-glance, the shared secret. These two had done this together. As Maya walked out, she heard Claire's voice from inside, suddenly cold, stripped of all sweetness. It's almost over. Just one more step. But what Claire didn't know? Ethan had heard it too, and he'd been recording everything on his tablet. That night, Ethan crept into the hallway. Claire was on the phone, whispering, "Yes, Daniel, everything's ready. The transfer goes through tomorrow morning." Richard's completely convinced I'm just visiting my sister. Relax. I told you the kid's not a problem. He believes whatever I say. By the time Richard figures it out, we'll be in Costa Rica. You're sure he won't notice? He's too blinded by guilt to see straight, just like with the money from the safe. Ethan's tablet captured every word. The next morning, Claire packed her bags. Where are you going? Visiting Aunt Linda, sweetheart. Why is Daniel picking you up? Watch your mouth. As soon as she left, Richard got a call from his bank. Mr. Whitmore, we need to confirm a wire transfer. $800,000 to Daniel Hayes. What? I never authorized that. It was processed through your online portal, sir. Same credentials as before. Richard raced home. Ethan was waiting at the stairs, tablet in hand. Dad, you need to hear this. He pressed play. The transfer goes through tomorrow. Richard's too blinded by guilt to see straight, just like with the money from the safe. Richard's face went white. Call 911, now. Los Angeles International Airport, Gate 47. Claire stood in oversized sunglasses and a silk scarf, Daniel scrolling his phone beside her. Relax. By the time Richard figures it out, we'll be in Costa Rica. You always did know how to clean up a mess. Claire Whitmore, Daniel Hayes. 2 officers stepped forward. Behind them, Richard and Ethan. Claire's face shattered. Richard, what are you? You're under arrest for grand larceny and conspiracy to commit fraud. We have the recording, your voices, the transfer, everything. Claire turned to Ethan, eyes wild. Sweetheart, you don't understand. Maya manipulated you. Maya never lied. You did. They cuffed her, and as they led her away, she whispered, You think you've won, Richard? I did this for us. No, you did it for yourself. The billionaire's wife, arrested. The business partner, exposed. And the maid? She was about to get a phone call that would change her life. Act 9, Resolution, 42 or 4730. The emotional payoff narrator. That evening, Maya heard a knock on her door. She opened it to find Richard and Ethan, both looking like they'd been through hell. Maya, you were right! You didn't do anything wrong! Maya dropped to her knees, tears streaming. Oh, sweetheart, I missed you so much. Richard stepped forward. I owe you an apology, and so much more. Claire stole from me. She and Daniel planned everything. You were telling the truth the whole time. Why are you here? To ask you to come back. Not as an employee, as family. Please, Maya, I need you. The next day, Richard held a gathering at the mansion. The same guests who'd whispered about Maya were there. Richard stood before them with a microphone. 3 weeks ago, I made a terrible mistake. I accused an innocent woman of theft. Maya Lopez was framed by my wife and business partner, both now in custody. Today, I'm here to apologize, publicly. He turned to Maya. On behalf of my family, I'm sorry. The crowd fell silent. Maya stepped forward. I accept your apology, but this isn't just about me. It's about what people choose to believe when someone poor stands against someone powerful. The crowd looked away, shame on their faces. Weeks passed. The mansion felt different, warmer, real. Maya had her own room now. Not the maid's quarters, a guest suite near Ethan's. One afternoon, they were in the garden planting flowers. Which should we plant? Sunflowers, so there's always something happy to look at. They dug in silence for a while. Then Ethan said, Maya, can I call you Mom, Maya? Maya's trowel slipped from her hand. Tears fell before she could stop them. Ethan, you don't have to. It's not because I have to. It's because it's true. You're my mom, the real one. She pulled him into her arms. Okay, my boy. If that's what your heart says, then that's who I'll be. From the window, Richard watched them, a quiet smile on his face. He walked out with lemonade. Break time for my gardeners? Only if you're helping. Wouldn't miss it. They planted together. The 3 of them. No longer billionaire maid and son. Family. As the sun set, Ethan pointed to the sunflowers. They'll bloom soon? Yes. Good things always take time. That night, as she tucked him in, Ethan asked, Does the house feel different now? It finally feels like home. Because of you. No, sweetheart. Because of us. For Maya Lopez, The maid who'd been accused, humiliated, and thrown away, truth had won. Love had survived. And in the glow of moonlight, as the first sunflower broke through the soil, she knew she hadn't just cleared her name. She'd built a family that no lie could ever destroy. So here's my question for you. Would you have had the courage to fight back like Maya? Could you have trusted a 6-year-old's word over a billionaire's wife? Drop your answer in the comments. And listen, if this story hit you like it hit me, hit that like button right now. Subscribe to Billionaire Bedtime Stories for more jaw-dropping tales from behind mansion walls. And comment where you're watching from. We love hearing from you. Because here's the truth. Money can buy mansions, cars, and champagne. But it can't buy integrity. It can't buy real love. And it definitely can't buy the truth. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next story.